Yes, greetings, my people. Greetings, my fellow people. You know me, it's Roto. I'm back again today with another one video. We're talking the man on the street. We're talking the common person. We're talking normal economics. We're talking normal lifestyle. We're talking normal living. You know, whether you want to become anything in life, you got to live that life day by day. You have to start day by day. You know, going to school is a day by day thing. So that's what we do. Even here on YouTube or on these videos, what we just want to do, what I want to achieve is for you guys to learn certain things. There, receive my greetings. Receive my greetings. It's Roto. So today we're talking about the issue of acquiring space. Space as in land. Land as in wilderness. Wilderness as in, uncharted land and untapped piece of space, because it's mostly the one that is more cheaper to buy, and it has got less complications. You find that sometimes when you buy a stand from another person, you might find that they still owe the the tribal halls, because most of us we buy them from the tribal authority, I mean to say, or they owe municipalities if it's in the urban area. You find that now there is complications, or then the one that is in the one that is already been developed is kind of expensive. But as a normal person, I want you to think of this. Remember that in economics, they say land is the first factor of production. So if you want to produce anything, according to economics, I love economics because it makes things understandable. It says, if you want to produce anything, if you want to do any business, the first thing that you need is the land, which has got other things included. If you might think maybe, no, I'm working on a PC, on a laptop and stuff. They talk about resources there and other things. But yeah, I want us to focus on land being land. I want us to focus on the stands that we overlook, that are in the villages. For guys who are in urban areas, they think, the villages is, it's a redundant place. There's nothing happening there. I want to alert you that there is a lot of things happening and nice opportunities there. Things that can be, the land that you can acquire from there, it's, unimaginable. With the same amount that you use to buy a stand normally in the urban area, which you're gonna still have to pay every month, even if you're not staying on the land, is that same amount can buy you a stretch of land, and you can produce anything you want. You can build anything you want there. You can do all sorts of things. So my advice for you is to, as a person, look into this issue of going to their villages. I know each and every urban area, it's filled by people who normally come from the villages, or the villages just outside even that area. So I would advise you to go out, go and buy land. I was reading in the Bible, in the book of Jeremiah, I think it's chapter 32, and Jeremiah was in prison by that time. That guy is a prophet, so God tell him, go and buy a land from your cousin. It says, when God tells him, says, it's to show that, this place is still gonna be habitable. People were taken to exile. Like, as you can take it, maybe as of today, many people were maybe moving towards the urban areas. And when Jeremiah was like a person who is left in the villages, or who's in the urban area, but he thinks, no, I might be in a prison of a bond, I might be in a prison of loans, I might be in a prison of clothing accounts and all those other things that trap people, the vehicle, finance and stuff. But let me go and buy land, and if I buy that land, whether it's gonna take me 5 years or 10 years to do anything on it, or to build a house, or to do a business, it is to show that you have a positive outlook in life. It shows that you have a hope in the future, that, you know, I've got a plan in life. I know that after 5 years, after 10 years, I would have got out of some of this debt that I'm in now. But might be expensive to buy land that time, or it might be that now that place is already being developed and I can't do anything that I want. If you move in the villages, you'll find that when you are driving along the road, some roads were still gravel and people bought stretches of land. And now now that the road has been turred, and now you can see that now the land is somehow very useful. To give you an example, or to share something that is very interesting about land in South Africa, actually, there's a place called Sandton. I know most of us know Sandton. Everyone now and then they want to go buy something from Sandton or visit Sandton. I don't know. Never bothered to go to Sandton. For one fact that I think it's just a place that is hyped. Maybe there's beautiful things there, but most of the offices that we have now in South Africa in terms of routing, the office space that is mainly in Johannesburg CBD. Now Sandton is almost overtaking it in terms of today's companies. So the most companies, they are throwing their address there at Sandton. But Sandton was bought from as a farm. It was a farm around 1973 when the guys bought it. There's two brothers or three, I'm not sure of the number of brothers. There was the certain family of brothers, and there was this other two guys, or the company that they joined together to buy that place. And it was meant for residential. So in 1973, it was just a farm. They say when they talk about it, it was just a sand place with horse trails on it. That's how they explain it. So the word Sandton actually comes from those two names of that area, or the joining two areas where that place is at. It was Sandhurst and Bryanston. Now you know Bryanston. So they took sand and the TON at the end of that Bryanston, and they formed Sandton. And today Sandton is very much expensive. It's to rent out a space in Sandton, it's by the way, then Liberty Holdings came in, or it was Liberty Life that time. Liberty Life came in, and then later on it was called Liberty Holdings, and now it is the one that is handling the properties is Liberty Properties. So it's the one that that is holding Sandton. I think they are owning 75% of the Sandton city. It's now even a city. It has got its own municipality and stuff. So those guys, they bought that land that time. They said they paid 2.5 worth of the normal price, because they were trying by all means to buy it from that guy. And that talks about people having the vision of tomorrow. So knowing that tomorrow we're gonna build something here that's gonna be a massive. As per their weight, they were inspired by another two. There were two malls by that time. I think one was in the USA. I'm not sure where. So yeah. But then when they looked at those two malls or complexes were the most expensive by that time. And now look, Sandton is called the what of Africa, the most expensive, blah blah. So, but paying 100,000 rand instead of 40,000. So in 1973, you can see that people had a vision, and right now I believe it is worth millions. That 100,000, even if we were to take it to 1973's value, they make that money probably. Liberty Holdings, Liberty Properties make that money within a space, maybe 1-2 days of rent. I don't know, but yeah. So I'm encouraged by this thing that buying land is something that you must think about, whether you are just a fellow man on the street, whether you're a born again person, whether you understand the Bible, whether you don't understand it, whether you understand economics or you don't. But make sure that you go out and buy land. Go to the tribal office, go to your Induna, go to the Mushati, negotiate for a space. If they tell you one stand is 2,000 rand budget, and get yourself 4 of them, join together and leave them there, or get something that is along the road, negotiate. So in this remember, in this critical area time that we are on now, it is important to invest in the future. But how do you invest in the future? If you want to build a house for your family, you need that land. You cannot even start to think about business only. You also have to think about having your own place where you're not going to owe anyone. You never know what the economy will be, how it will be in 5 years, in 2 years. You never know what's going to happen with this economic war. It might take us out, all of us, from employment, from it might destroy a lot of things. We might fall under recession, and some companies will be forced to close down. You never know. So you need to try and get yourself some land. My encouragement to you today is do your research. You don't even need a lot of research. Where you come from, or where you stay, where your wife comes from, where your friend comes from, where your cousin comes from. Go and investigate how much is it to get a stand, how much is it to get a land, how much is it. By today you might look at it and think, it is too much far from the main road. But I'm telling you, if you have faith, if you have hope, if you have positive mindset, you might be surprised that in the coming 3-5 years, while you are just holding on to that letter for PTO, or even the letter from Mushati, you will be surprised that something can happen there. Something can happen. And land does not expire, land does not rot. If you buy your land, you have the documents, you keep it them, you fence it, or you do whatever you do there, it will just wait for you. It will wait for you. I have another stand that I bought in 2015. It's still standing. There's nothing inside. I just put a check in it, and it's sitting. Now there's a CBD complex next to it. So you can imagine that if I check today's value of the land, wow. And I bought it. By that time, I thought it was expensive, but it was the price that they were selling it for. So I'm encouraging you to, go out full force, find a stand, find a place. If you are able, buy 5, 6, 10. One stretch, leave it. If anything happens in the 5 years, that place will be called Roto Residence. I mean, your name's residence. So you can, even if it's developed well, the areas around, then you can develop it inside and get your rentals and other things from it. So, or you can sell it after that time. It will be investment, by the way. So I'm encouraging you, go out and buy land. If there's anything that you must buy tomorrow or today when you see this video, it's land. Tada, bye-bye. See you on another video. Enjoy. Like, share, comment if you want to comment there. I'll read your comments and I'll try to reply to any comment that I see on the video. But mostly share it. There's someone who needs this type of information. I always say, if it's not for you, it is for somebody else. Share it to other people. Enjoy. God bless you. Love you.